Hi, welcome to the Modern Renaissance Man. My name is Ben Copeland. I'm the Modern Renaissance Man. Glad you could join us tonight. Interesting things been coming up in the news lately. We're shooting here in the 1st of December. You'll see this sometime in February, maybe January. We'll see how it rolls. Talk about impeaching Bush these days. Now I have to ask, if you really don't like Bush, think about what you're asking for. Dick Cheney is president. Now, when you think about that, I think we can keep it in perspective that we can handle Bush for another year and a half. Believe you me, I'd much rather have him there than Dick Cheney. Speaking of real issues, how about a real energy policy? Not a fake energy policy. Not one of these that are basically, we're going to stop drilling somewhere, or we're going to stop doing. How about some real energy policies? How about something that basically says we're going to get off of gasoline? We're going to find some alternative energy sources. Let's hear the Democratic Party talk about that. Let's talk about some real issues, not bash Bush all the time. I want to hear some real issues discussed. What are we going to do about the energy? Come on, Democrats, get together. I vote a lot of Democratic people in office. I want to hear something about it. All right? How about these parties anyway? There's nothing like a good political party to screw up a person, I've noticed that you just can't be normal, healthy kind of person and be a politician, it seems like. You have to be really dysfunctional and mean and undercutting people. Maybe we should all turn independents and not be a Republican or a Democrat. Something that I find is interesting here lately is you hear a lot of the news, people talking about, let's get out of Iraq. But I've talked to a few people who come back from the military. I've been watching some of that on the shows. They have a little different opinion. I'd like to hear some more soldiers' opinions about what's going on in Iraq. I have a close friend who was over there in charge of a post. When he came back, I expected to hear about how bad things were, and glad to be back. And what he said was he felt like he should have been over there. He felt like they were doing a service. Let's get some real stories here. How about some news people giving us some real news? Let's find out from the soldiers what's going on. And speaking of soldiers, that sort of leads me to the soapbox I want to do tonight. Soldiers. We ask the men and women in the military to make a lot of sacrifices for us. We ask them to actually die for us. We ask them to die for other countries. What do we really do for them when they come back? More importantly, what do we do for the ones who are permanently injured? I've had some close friends who had major injuries from military service. Their lives are completely disrupted beyond what the average person who's never been in the military or particularly injured in the military could imagine. Limbs loss, sight loss, quadriplegics, all kinds of disabling injuries. I would like to see the government show the men and women in the military how much we appreciate their sacrifice by creating a new policy. And this is what I call this policy: lost opportunities for surviving soldiers. In this policy, this new program that I'd like to see implemented, if we can spend millions of dollars on a missile, let's spend $1 million on a man or woman who lost a leg, maybe lost an arm or lost an eye, serving this country. I see too many military people on the streets after war because they can't get a job, because they lost their leg or they lost a hand, or they can't see. Maybe they're permanently blind both eyes. they have to go to a VA hospital for a little bit of help. And not much at that. They have to settle for minimum wage or less because they can't get a regular job because they've lost an arm or a leg. This is my proposal. We should have insurance on the military people. The federal government should cover them. You lose a leg, you get $1 million cash free. You lose an arm, you get $1 million cash free. You lose sight, you get $1 million at least cash free. You should not have to suffer anymore for what you've already suffered. Our government needs to take care of our men and women who are out here fighting for whatever cause. Now, what I get tired of is the political parties bash each other, and our men and women in the military are suffering. Take care of them. You can go in and bash the reasons and the causes and whether or not we should have been there is one issue. That's fine. But let's take care of the men and women who we've made go over there. There's discussion about implementing a draft. I think before that can be implemented whatsoever, that we need to have the loss opportunities for surviving soldiers policy. Loss. We need to take care of our loss. Take care of our men and women in the military. They're taking care of us. And that's the way I feel. And with that, guess who's back this week? That's Trip and Jeff, thank goodness. For those of you that called recent shows, we'll talk about that some in a little bit here. But guys, glad you're here. Let's turn on some tunes.
Our pleasure.
Missed you.
She lost 2 of her front teeth 2 boyfriends ago. She's raising the baby daughter of her 17-year-old. Her latest living quit his job, said the boss man was a jerk. So she's pulling double shifts at the Circle K, cause somebody's got to work. And you catch her on a day off, she'll clean your house for cash. But nobody sees a hero, just a worn out trailer trash. Monthly mortgage that would feed half of Peru. Got an office uptown and one at home, cause there's always work to do. And he knows he better close on every deal that he can grab, cause his wife's plastic surgeon is running him a tab. And every minute, every day, his back's against the wall. But nobody sees a hero, just a guy who's got it all. Yeah. She's got 2 kids in middle school and they're giving her a time. Her husband's always on the road cause he reps a dozen lines. Her mother's in a nursing home and her in-laws are out there too. If she's not there by 4, they call her asking, where are you? And she's always kind of all these people chewing up her life. But nobody sees a hero, just another salesman's wife. Yeah.
Yes, excellent. Hi, welcome back. I'm Ben Copeland, Modern Renaissance Man. Glad you joined us. Trip's going to slide on over here, and we're actually going to do a talk show tonight. Excuse me there. And what's the first things I want to go over is y'all were sorely missed. For those who saw the show in December, which actually hasn't aired yet because we're shooting this in December, but when they'll see this show, it will have already aired. I tried my singing debut. I tried a cappella singing debut. It didn't make the December show. For the first time ever, it hit the cutting room floor.
Oh, does anybody save it, please?
Well, what I did though is I treated them to about 30 seconds of it, and then I put in a little verbiage that said, the producer just couldn't handle this. and I knew I was in trouble at the end when the audio guy at the time, Dean Smart, I said, what'd you think about that? And he just sort of, It's like, I don't think he wanted to hear it when he was recording it. Anyway, however, something special for Jeff that I am going to do tonight. I'm going to do another song just for Jeff.
All right.
Just for me.
Because we talk about movies, for all that don't know Jeff. Jeff Chester is probably one of the greatest movie aficionados that I have ever met. But I have a question for him. Well, first off, let's show the movie. Here's a movie that's this is actually a TV series that died, that they made a movie after it actually died.
Oh, yeah.
Firefly.
Yeah.
The movie's called Serenity. You can get them from your library or whatever. Go to the library, which is the best place to get movies because the price is great. But Serenity, and this is Firefly, it was a TV show. The movie Serenity was actually made after the show was canceled on one season. And it was so popular that everybody got together and all these fans got together, they came up with money and made a movie of a show that actually didn't come back.
Yeah.
Which is a mistake by Fox, but that's not their first.
Well, same thing happened with Twin Peaks. It was a series first, then a movie after the series was canceled.
So anyway, here's one for you though. I'll ask you both, you and Trip. The Harry Potter movies. Do you know the Harry Potter song, the theme music?
No.
Do you know the lyrics to the Harry Potter theme music?
I'm afraid I don't.
He's building up to something. Yeah.
Well, I happen to come across an unofficial copy of the lyrics to the Harry Potter movies.
Oh, that was my copy.
And these may be coming out. I don't know for sure, but these may actually be coming out with the 5th movie.
Sing it, baby.
Okay, here we go. I'll try. Okay. All right, we might have to edit this one out too. We'll see. Okay, Jeff doesn't know the music. Okay. Harry Potter is a wizard. He rides around on his broom. Hermione and Ron are his friends, and Voldemort is his doom. And there's a second verse.
Oh, good.
Of course. Professor Dumbledore is headmaster in charge of the Hogwarts school. Hagrid is Harry's protector, who occasionally breaks the rules. Anyway.
I feel the way you're driving.
Hey,
That's right.
We'll slap some bagpipes with that, and it'll be a hit.
That's it. Okay, anyway, for those of you that just tuned in and caught that, we're sorry, but anyway. Blame George. We still blame George. Don't do sign language. Merriment is a necessity, and if you can't have merriment, blame George. I've got a DVD that I actually put together, but it hasn't made it anywhere. We're not selling it. We're going to give it away. We're going to get it out because we can't sell anything out from this
Christmas
show.
is coming.
That's it. So we may get it out there. Don't forget to check out the website, www.mrmtv.org. And it sounds officially like a non-profit organization because it is a non-profit organization. We just eat pizza. We don't make money. Or you can email me at mrm@together.net if you want to complain about something. I'll pass that to the appropriate person, probably George Bush. Watch out for outtakes at the end of the show. Sometimes I'll slip stuff in when we get shy on time. So you never know who you're going to see, like the best girl reading a book while the show's airing, I just noticed. Anyway, here's something for you. As of today, I've actually made it 4 months without a cigarette.
Ooh, congratulations.
Thank you. And I only flipped off 5 people on the way here tonight, and not my usual 10, so I'm actually getting better. Reality was I quit smoking because I said I wouldn't buy an airplane until I quit smoking. I had a deal going for an airplane.
Right.
The guy agreed to do it. He said, I'll sell you the airplane. I quit smoking. He called me up a day or two later and said, well, I decided to keep the plane. You know what I did?
But you still won.
I wanted a cigarette.
No, but you still won.
I drive through the Food Line parking lot on occasion, thinking about it. And I just drive back out the other way. They probably worried now. He's just a guy driving through. Okay, anyway, survey came out this month. Says violent video games may be causing violence in children. No, that's what I said.
way.
Duh. It's only taken them 20 years to figure that one out. Anyway, so no more singing debuts. For you, those of you that missed the singing tonight, you'll probably never see it again. They'll cut me off. With that, we have a special guest finally. And we got interesting things going on here already. You people need to come down. Send me an email if you want to come down here, and you can watch people just literally crawl in here. I'm laughing because we actually have some crawling going on right now to this show to see it. Anyway, we have a special guest tonight, who's a person who actually lives locally, has an interesting story. Like me, hopefully this doesn't insult her. I call her a young hippie. I consider myself a young hippie. I had somebody call me an old hippie. I said, no, I wasn't that old. I was a child in the 60s. And the old hippies are like 80, 60 and 80 now. You know, I mean, look at, the Beatles and all of them. Those are old hippies. I'm a young hippie, or I was a young hippie. This woman's story, her name's Kitty Montgomery. Her life reads a lot like The Grapes of Wrath, which is not a book that I was particularly favorite of. But I'll tell you what, you read her life story, it's quite interesting. Kitty, come on out here and join us. All right. Great, it's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Kitty is a local Renaissance woman, is what I saw. An entrepreneur, a person who has survived a lot of struggles. And what it did is that I haven't really prepared her other than she sent me a bio of some interesting things, and I was about ready to cry, but I got into some of it.
God, I
Some
thought
rough
that was
stuff.
the easy part. I left out the bad stuff.
I'll make sure I didn't read between the lines because I didn't want to have a morose day. No, you've had some challenges in life you've overcome. Now you're living in Montgomery County, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And whereabouts?
Live over by Idlewild and Harris.
Oh, okay.
Just bought a house there.
And you got family here?
Nope, no
No.
family. Well, I got a
You got some
husband.
children though, right?
I got children, but they're in Colorado.
How are they? What ages are they?
They are 30 and 32.
Oh wow. Okay. So your
They're
husband's
old
here.
children. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, tell me about the business. Kitty has a business called Cat's Paw. Mm-hmm. And it's on Monroe Road.
Yep.
And so tell me some about this. This is something you created.
It is. I actually got laid off from my real job about 3 years ago, and went around and tried to put out resumes, and I had reached some point of age where nobody wanted to hire me anymore because I either made too much money or I had too much experience, and so I ran my unemployment out and took the last check and started a business.
I understand that. Basically, what happened to us when we ran it out, we started this TV show.
It worked.
So it can be worse.
Yeah, because I'm actually for profit.
Better than Shh. You didn't hear that, Dan. You brought some stuff from
I did.
some of the things that you create. So you're going to share a few of those
Yeah.
things. Kitty's going to be with us tonight, and then at the next show in 2 weeks. And she's going to show some of the things that she makes. I met Kitty through a friend down at. She was at Festival in the Park and had a booth down there and was showing some outrageous art stuff. And one thing led to another, and we coerced her after a couple months finally to get down here for a show. And I'm glad you did. So let's see what you got.
Well, now, I make things that are not all that artistic, but very practical.
Can we get some tight ends on this stand?
These are light switch covers that match your tumbled stone in your kitchen.
Oh, cool.
And I sell these for nonprofit. But we also make a lot of other things. You know, we take different kinds of stones and say this is a marble that is called rainforest, and we cut these things up into little tiny pieces, and we tumble them so that we match any kind of stone that you could possibly have. So We make them into different small shapes in any shape you want. We also take glass and break it up into little pieces. And
to give the audio person a fit.
Yeah.
That's a microphone right there.
Yep, and then so we recycle. A lot of this stuff is, this is glass that is used actually for stained glass, but when they get into these pieces, they don't want them anymore. So
where'd you get? I mean, so we tie back into. I remember reading something that you got into a family of tile.
Oh yeah,
And
that's.
so I mean, so this sort of goes back.
Yeah, this is the
significant in your
fun
life.
part. This is the fun part of my business, and then what we do tile installation and that sort of thing.
So like your mother father did tile work? No.
My mother and father actually were corporate America kind of people, and I married into a trailer trash kind of family, and that was the.
No wonder we get along.
That was where the tile industry came in, because they were all, working
Just don't live
class.
in Shelby or Gastonia during hurricane season. You're okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's. They get hammered every time.
Yeah,
I mean, not hurricane, but tornado season.
Yeah, I bought a brick house.
Good for you.
Yeah. But I do have a tin shed out back, Did
you put any wheels on the side just so you feel at home?
Well,
We're all buying golf carts so we can pretend we're rich. Then put little walls around our house. So if you get a trailer, put a wall around there, everybody think you're rich.
Well, that's
It
right.
really doesn't matter.
It's okay. My kids do live in a trailer, so so I guess that still qualifies me.
One of the other things that interesting about Kitty on the show, she's going to step over, is we're going to have some tunes. And you're going to do a song for us here. So we're going to actually have extra music for those music aficionados. And so when you're ready, if you're ready now, with her is Mark. Mark, just going to blank on your last name, Mark.
Mark McGovern.
Mark McGovern. Mark's going to kill me for that one.
And I'm real inexperienced and could possibly screw up, but I know that if I really
No, I heard you. I heard you in the green room. I slipped by there. Let me tell you. Bad was what got cut.
So I know that.
Yeah,
if it's really bad, I can get cut.
You can't get that bad. You can look at the people that were here know. And with that, Kitty's going to slide on over. So some interesting new music tonight. We always like to have some strange things. Hopefully not too strange. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
This is a song that I wrote. And Mark here is going to accompany me, and we'll see how it goes. Every night in old Jonestown, that train rolls down that track. If you're on that line so late at night, there ain't no coming back. You can hear it rattle, you can hear it roll, you can feel it burning. Shaking down deep in your bones, the ghost train goes looking for Henry Jones. Ghost train, don't wanna ride on no ghost train. Ghost train, don't wanna die on no ghost train. Henry and his friends, they used to play on the tracks all night. They'd sleep all day. Some of them left and they didn't return. The ones that stayed all took their turn on the ghost train. Don't wanna ride on no ghost train. Ghost train. Don't wanna die on no ghost train. You can ride that train on down the track. If you ride too far, no coming back. On the ghost train, don't wanna ride on no ghost train. Ghost train, don't wanna die on no ghost train. Well, it's a hard life living and riding ain't free. My name's Henry and it's coming for me. Scared of no train.
Yeah. All right. gosh, that was excellent. That was, well, I tell you what, it just keeps me in my place. Obviously, I'm never going to be a singer with that kind of talent going like it. Getting Kitty to slide back over here for the end of the show. I think we're down to about a couple minutes here. One thing I want to ask you, of the things that you have done, what is one thing that you haven't done that you'd really like to do? I'll put you on the spot here.
I think I've done just about everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's not a lot,
Mm-hmm.
you know. It's like life's a big adventure, you know. I can't imagine what I haven't done yet, but what it is will show up.
Well, we'll think about that between that and 2 weeks, and maybe there'll be something to come up. Anyway, with that, we thank Kitty for being on the show with us. It's been a pleasure having you here.
Thank you.
As usual, I always want to thank the volunteers that help make this show. Dano, you're the man, my director. Dean is taking a sabbatical for the evening audio, so tonight we have Denise. Thank you, Denise, for setting in. Jennifer for the green room. Kate Copeland, best girl, Key Grip. And Roman host, camera operator. You'll see some more of that coming up. Of course, the camera people, thanks a lot for coming in and doing the show. And the guys, the music. Glad you came back. Believe you me, after what you missed seeing, it's great to be here. With that, let's let the band take us on out in the evening for closing with some tunes. Thanks, Kitty. Y'all have a good evening. Good night.